Mademoiselle and ça c'est deuxième channel. Moi and Jodi nous allons parler de EZILI. We are going to be talking about the voodoo law EZILI. EZILI happens to be my favorite voodoo law, okay? And I'm going to explain why throughout this video. Video ça pas pour moun qui pas remet religion de voodoo, okay? If you are watching this and you are super duper religious, you think it's evil, all this extra shit, I urge you to click off and go do your research. Heading down in my comment section and insulting people and their beliefs is going to get you blocked promptly. Respect everyone's decisions, respect everyone's beliefs. Just because people do not believe in what you believe in does not make them bad people, does not make them evil people. And even if it does, that's none of your business. What are you gonna do? Also understand that all the information in this video has come from personal people that I know, as well as additional research that I have done. I will link down the sources down below, but please do your own research because it is important to educate yourself. And this video may be a little bit confusing because there are different renditions of EZILI in different voodoo religions. And even in the Haitian religion, there are two primary renditions of her. So in order to get a better understanding, you should definitely do your own research. This is also not, okay, I repeat, not a green light for you to go and call on any type of voodoo law. This video is for informational and entertainment purposes only. EZILI is definitely my favorite law. That is because she is the mother law. She's actually probably the first law that I've ever really looked into like years ago. She is the law of a woman and children. She protects women. She's very, very passionate about women. She's very, very passionate about children. And she is often compared to Mary. Yes, Mother Mary, St. Mary. Depending on which EZILI you're talking about, there are two main ones. There's EZILI DANTOR and there's EZILI FREDA. Now, EZILI DANTOR is the petrol version. This is what I grew up knowing about. Now, EZILI FREDA is the Rada version. Now, in order to understand this, I have to give you guys a quick little synopsis on the differences of the voodoo families in the Haitian religion. In the voodoo religions, there are different tiers, different families of law that do certain things or are used for certain purposes. The Rada law are the very, very chill law. They're usually the older ones and they usually derive from Africa. They are also part of the family of King Daomi. They are usually the laws that you can call on and not ever really feel intimidated by because they were relaxed. These laws are considered like, you know, Papa Lagba, local, Aizan, Agwe, like those really, really chill type of law. Usually these are water law as well, and they are served with water, and usually their colors are white. Usually accompanied with other colors as well, but their main color is white. Now you got the petrol law. The petrol law are like, they got personalities, okay? They're very, very fiery. They're very, very aggressive, and they're very, very out there and can be very, very intimidating. These are the law that can be depicted as, I guess, evil in a sense, but that's really not what it is. These are the law that were actually developed during the Haitian Revolution, which is why they're so intense. They're a lot more demanding. They do not play, okay? If you're gonna call on any petrol law, you gotta have your ducks in a row because they're gonna get real upset if you waste their time. Of course, examples of these laws include EZILI DANTOR, Kafu or Marionette, and of course, with their fiery personalities, they are representative of the color red. Of course, they can accompany other colors as well. Now we got the Gede law. Now the Gede law are completely different. These are laws that are said to have been people in real life who have been basically inducted as honorary law. Gede Nibo is definitely one of those. Maron Samedi is said to be one, as well as Momo Burgit. These are the spirits of the unclaimed or the unremembered. They are not to be considered like an ancestor or anything like that. But nonetheless, these laws are the fun law. Usually younger people are drawn to them because they're like rambunctious, they're full of expression, and of course they're very, very sexual as well. They're known for putting like questionable things on their private parts. Eating glass, eating raw chilies. They're party people, and trust me, they know how to party. They were real out there with it. The colors that represent them are black and purple. Now let's get into the petrol version of Erzulie. Now, Erzulie DANTOR, the pétrolois, like I said before, pétrolois come from Africa. However, in the Haitian religion, she was developed when slave masters would break up families. Yes, that's literally where Erzulie's coming about comes from. Because, you know, back in Haiti, these slave masters thought it was okay to break up families and, you know, rape the women children. So she was formed as a protector for those women. Seeing that she is the protector of women and children, she don't play when it comes to that. Like, she's a very, very fiery loi in both aspects, petro or rada, because she really doesn't play about women and children. She especially helps single mothers, lesbians as well. She's the patron for lesbians, protector of a newly initiated voodoo priest, and especially woman scorn. So if you ever have an issue with your husband, he's beating you, he's abusing you or anything like that, that is when you would call on DANTOR to teach him a lesson, or specifically to protect you. That's what she's there for. Women who are in tough situations with their spouse usually call on her for protection. Any man that dreams of Erzulie, good luck with that. This is usually a strong indication that she wants you to serve her. But I mean, if you don't, bad things could start to happen. But yeah, you probably have to go to a mumbo or ogon in order to figure out how to get rid of that. But she's very, very precise of who she calls on and who she helps. Now, a lot of people have this misconception that she hates men. Trust me, she does not hate men. She just doesn't really trust them. Even though she's a very passionate loi and can rub some people the wrong way, she is a strong representative of love and prosperity. And her color is blue. Now, even though I said all of these good things about Erzulie DANTOR, if you see a picture of her, you may be a little bit put off because her and FREDA, okay, DANTOR and FREDA have a very interesting image, okay, but very different. DANTOR's image is very, how may I say, all my life I had to fight. She could be depicted with, you know, cuts on her face. She usually has a dagger in her hand. Sometimes she got a baby in her hand at the same time. Trust me, no, she's not trying to kill the baby. Like, that's just how she's depicted. She also is sometimes, I've seen different renditions. I was always told that she was darker and heavier set, but I've also heard of people depicting her as lighter skinned and still heavier set. But I mean, nonetheless, I don't even think her skin color really matters, but usually she has cuts on her face and she always is depicted with a dagger. Listen, I told you, she don't play that. She gotta have her dagger, okay? Erzulie is said to put your life back on track when everything is going wrong. If you ain't got no money, call on Erzulie. If you have problems in your personal life, call on Erzulie. If you're having any issues in your relationship, call on Erzulie. She is the loving loi. Like, she's a very, very caring one. Like, she's the loving one. That is her nickname. However, you need to be a little wary. She could be a little moody at times. She could go to like super duper happy and loving and caring to super duper sad and crying and depressed and sometimes even angry. Catch her attention besides, you know, like, you know, actually calling on her and creating an altar and doing a whole ceremony. You can also just incorporate the color blue into your life. You can also encourage the blessings of Erzulie just by being kind, okay? Giving someone a hug, being very thoughtful. Like, just, she's a very loving loi, so you have to do really loving and caring things as a person in order to attract her attention. Now, she is highly respected, but a lot of people are really, really afraid of her because you don't know what type of Erzulie DANTOR you won't be getting when you call on her. She's the voodoo god of love, sex, and jealousy, okay? Jealousy. She don't play that, okay? If you do anything to piss her off, you make her mad, if you're serving her as a man or she calls on you, and like, you know, to serve her and she likes you or whatever the case may be, you can't be out here liking, marrying, mingling, with other loi because she not gonna have it, okay? But if you do decide to go on ahead and call on her, I'm not telling you to, like I said in the beginning, she's a very, very simple loi. Like, she will most likely take anything so long, okay, I'm telling you this right now, so long as her altar is clean. She does not play with that. Like, she hates a messy altar. She's very, very organized. She's very, very particular. But certain examples of things you can give her are, of course, daggers, black pigs, rum, unfiltered cigarettes, silver jewelry, mother and child type of paintings. DANTOR's color is blue, but sometimes people celebrate her with navy blue, red sometimes, and even green. And on rare occasions, I've seen gold. Now we got Erzulie FREDA, which is the Radalois from the Kingdom of Dahomey. Now, FREDA is completely opposite, but not really. Now, DANTOR and FREDA stand for the same thing. They both are very, very strong advocates of women and children, and they do not play when it comes to protecting women and children. They both really don't trust men, and they're very, very jealous, but they are very loving. Now, many believe that actually sisters, they get along sometimes, but a lot of times they don't, and they do not like being served together. If you are going to serve either one of them, you have to pick one because they do not like to share altars. They do not like to share anything. Them as two different entities. They are two different lois who have two different personalities, like certain things, don't like certain things. Any other sister, you don't want anyone to look at you or regard you just like your sister. You are your own person, and Erzulie, DANTOR, and FREDA are their own people. Now, FREDA is just a little bit more over the top. She has more of a personality, and she's very, very extreme with her emotions. Even though DANTOR is also extreme, no, FREDA is a whole nother thing. Usually identified as Our Lady of Sorrows. If you guys are Catholic, you would know what that is. That's basically the sorrowful mysteries that deal with St.Mary, or Mary for short, basically. Mary and her basically sorrowful journeys in life. Everything that she had to go through throughout her life that was sorrowful. So that is what FREDA is basically a depiction of, and that is why her emotions are so extreme. Like, she can go just like I explained with DANTOR, she could go from really, really happy to really, really sad. But with her, she'll like literally be bawling. Like, literally, she could start off a ceremony like real happy and, you know, like enjoying it, and then she leaves sobbing and crying and nobody knows what's wrong with her. Like, she's all over the place. This is because she is usually depicted as never ever being satisfied, never ever able to get her heart's desires. Now, like I said, Erzulie DANTOR and Erzulie FREDA are two different people. Erzulie DANTOR is usually like, she's usually depicted as the single, hard-working mother. She don't need no man. You know, she's usually the one that people call on for independence and strength. Women who want to start a business, women who want to be stronger on their own, women who want to start doing things independently usually call on her blessings. Now, Erzulie FREDA is more so, how do I explain it? Accepting of the attention of men. She is the mistress of actually 3 lois. Yes, she got 3 husbands, and she wears 3 wedding rings in order to show that. Listen, I'm not joking. She is married to Agwe, Ndambala, and Ongu, okay? And I say mistress because Ongu, and Ndambala, and Agwe already got their own wives, and she has no problem being the side chick. She believes in woman empowerment, and she believes that women should be able to do whatever it is that they want and whatever their heart desires. However, like I said earlier, she's never satisfied. FREDA is also considered to be pretty lazy, spoiled, very jealous, more so embodies luxury, dancing, singing, flowers. Like, she more embodies other things that DANTOR really doesn't. But DANTOR really embodies the, I guess, responsibility of being a woman, such as motherhood, finances, business owning, you know, stuff like that. She's more motherly. She does more of the core of being a woman, and FREDA is more so the inner desires and the inner workings of being a woman, if that makes sense. Really interesting it is, FREDA is actually one of the most powerful in the pantheon, but she just seems to never ever be satisfied. She has all of this stuff, all of these husbands, pretty much, all of these luxury items, and she's just never happy. She's like always crying. Maybe that's why I like her so much, because I'm definitely never satisfied. Now, even though DANTOR is like very chill, and she'll really accept anything in terms of offerings, as long as her stuff is clean, FREDA is a little bit different. She likes everything a particular way. Like, she won't do certain things if things are not a specific way. Nothing malefic should happen in her presence. Like, she's a very bougie, but like particular type of loi. Like she likes shit how she like it, and if it ain't like that, oh well. She does things on her own time, to her own accord, however she wants to do it. Now, like I said, we're talking about Erzulie FREDA, and she is a Rada loi. And like I said earlier, the Rada loi are very expressive, very, very explosive. And when things don't go her way, she gets really angry. And, you know, they like to call her the Yeux Rouge loi because her eyes will turn red. Like, she gets really upset. She'll cry, she'll go off, and she'll just walk away from any type of situation that pisses her off. She is often depicted with a red heart with daggers into it, and her colors are usually pink, gold, white, and blue. Her sacrifices include jewelry, perfume, sweet pastries, liquor, and she is said to be the mother of Loi Tijon Petrol. So, yeah, we'll talk about him later on, because there's lots of Loi to cover. He is a snake Loi, so yeah. Now, important things to remember. Erzulie is the mother loi. She is the loi of love, the loi for women, children, and lesbians. She does not play about her shit. Regardless if you're serving the Petrol loi or the Rada loi, keep her altar clean and get her what she wants. She is also a very, very emotional, and she does not like when promises are not kept to her. You actually do what she wants you to do, and you do things with pure intentions. She can bring a lot of abundance into your life. Now, even though they don't like being regarded as the same person, just know that they get pissed real easily, and they do not like when promises are not kept. Do not make any promises you cannot keep with Erzulie. I'm telling you this right now. You will be very, very sorry. Now, Erzulie FREDA is more jealous and requires more attention than Erzulie DANTOR. She has been known to like really ostracize any woman that are at voodoo ceremonies, and she tries to like seduce the men, and yeah, it's a whole situation with her. She's known to treat women as rivals, so be very, very careful if you're going to try to call out to her. DANTOR is more conservative. FREDA is more so the glamour girl. You know, she likes things really, really nice and really, really pretty, where DANTOR just likes things to get done. She likes to be independent, and she doesn't really care much for anything but protecting women and children. DANTOR is the hard-working single mother, and FREDA is like the glamour girl, okay? She like her stuff, she like to look nice. I kind of resonate with FREDA, except the 3 husbands part as well. As a whole, just what Erzulie embodies is something I've always really liked when it comes to like looking into the loi. Now, like I said, there are different depictions of Erzulie. Comment down below, what depiction do you know of her, and where are you from? Because I know she's in the New Orleans voodoo religion as well, and of course in many African voodoo religions. But let me know what you know about her, which one you happen to serve, whatever the case may be. I really like both of them, but I feel like I more so resonate with FREDA because I like nice things. I like to get dressed, but at the same time with DANTOR, I'm very hardworking. I think I'm kind of loving and caring or whatever. So regardless of the fact, Erzulie is a very important loi to a lot of people, and not just women serve her. There's lots of men who serve her as well. And if you really are seeking some guidance in regard to, you know, starting new ventures or seeking protection from something that's going on in your life, she is definitely one known to help. With that being said, make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Make sure you head to the store and get your merchandise, and I'm gonna see y'all next.